Alright guys, welcome back to another week of trading where last week we did end up having a pretty dry week of just one trade. The needs for this week seemed more chill though, so we did manage to get some good trades in. Some, however, were rarely brutal. But yeah guys, let's just get straight into this week's trades. Alright, so coming into today, price was looking pretty bearish to me. We were coming back into that fat gap down from the weekly open. I did notice the volume was starting to lean a bit more to the buy side. So I'm thinking, alright, there's a chance we could run to London highs first. But at the same time, price was still kind of chopping around. So for me, it was just a waiting game. So heading into market open, we did get that push up through the London highs. And off that move, I wasn't trying to chase in. I just wanted to see the reaction on the pullback. Is this a real continuation or just a fake move? And for a bit, we were just stuck chopping. Then out of nowhere, we got that strong impulse move higher, and that right there was the entry that I was waiting for. From that entry, price didn't really play around. Momentum just carried straight through, and we ended up riding that move clean into TP. Overall, it's a super clean trade today. Did have to be a bit patient as this trade wasn't handed to me straight away, but when it showed up, it was pretty textbook. Price just moved exactly how you'd want it to. The only thing is I kind of fumbled the sizing on Lucid today. Since I can't really manage it one-to-one as the chart is a little bit different, I ended up closing when top step hit TP, so I did leave a bit on the table there as I did enter a little bit slower on Lucid. But honestly, it's all good. It's just something that I'll get cleaner with over time. Alright, so coming into today, things were looking a bit conflicted. Price had already made a pretty strong wick to the upside before I even hopped on, and that was off of some news. And that wick to me was showing a bit of sell intent in the short term, but zooming out at the high time frame was still holding pretty well, and we were sitting above a supporting imbalance and still taking liquidity to the downside. So overall, I wasn't fully convinced either way just yet, and I told myself if price doesn't develop clean, then this is probably a day where I just stay a bit more conservative. But honestly, I didn't even have to wait that long. During pre-market, we got a setup forming, and price came back into a clean 5-minute order block after a bit of chop, and we got that shift on the 1 minute with strong volume coming in, and that was enough confirmation for me, and that's where I decided to step in. Now this trade, man, price action was just kind of cheeks. We were just chopping around for a while, then out of nowhere we got that fat drop, and I thought it was wraps for a second, but price held up, so we were just still in it and just sitting through the noise, and it was just more chop, more patience, and then finally we started getting a push up to my target to miss my TP by a pip. Yeah, not gonna lie, this one stings a bit. It literally did what I wanted, but it even swept liquidity, but my one-to-one was just sitting a little bit too far. I think the liquidity was at a 0.98, I'm pretty sure. And looking back, I didn't cash the draw on liquidity at the time, so that's on me. Yeah, I was confident in the trade overall, but it's just one of those trades where price just comes back to break even before finishing the move. It's all good though, we'll just run it back tomorrow, and at the end of the day, how you handle these moments is what really matters in the end. Alrighty guys, so looking at price today, this is not the cleanest. I'll be honest, we had a slow crawl higher and then a fat daily candle higher, and because of that, it's like, yeah, I'm not going to trade this. There's too much volume being displaced prior to market open, so I'm just going to avoid trading for today. Yeah, this is just one of those days where it would be more improbable for me to take a trade, so yeah, it's more clean to avoid it. Alrighty boys, pretty alright week overall as we did manage to claim some pretty decent dubs, and we were just maintaining the mental pretty well overall. And I think that cutting out those unnecessary days where I usually trade worse has really helped out over quite a long period now, as I do think that that is the reason why I haven't been losing as much recently. It is of course a bit slower, but that is a real small price to pay for consistent progress. A pretty sad break even on Wednesday was probably the worst thing that came out of this week, but honestly when that happened, it didn't faze me much at all. Not really in an ego way, but I would say that I trusted the process and let my trade play out, and that situation I knew it was my fault as I could have walked with a clean dub, but I'm not going to overthink it. All I know is that I got to maintain this patience and my edge will play out over time, and yeah, that's pretty much it for this week's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are interested, feel free to check out the Discord in the link below. It's just a chill place for everyone to talk and grow trading, but I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.